I remember my first like legit scene boyfriend. He was 21 and I was 17. It was the summer going to my senior year, and I told him that I was actually 18 and I was taking classes at the community college, and he just rolled with it. And I think he genuinely believed me. Like, the idea that someone might be lying about their age just didn't cross his mind. I remember him and his friends had this spot in the hills, and they would go hang out and tag the abandoned buildings, and they would just show off all the stupid shit they stole from people. Like, this one time, he was showboating to everyone, and he pulls out this $10,000 watch, and he's like flexing with it and stuff. And I was just thinking, like, holy shit, he could actually go to jail for this. It wasn't like putting a sticker on a traffic light or like graffitiing a bench or whatever. Like, this was something super real and serious. And he was just so nonchalant about it, and it just felt so awesome. He would tell me stories, and it was hard to tell if they were stories that he actually lived through or if he was just combining different stories from his friends, because it was like he had lived 5 lifetimes. And at first, I believed all of it. But then I realized he was just making that shit up. People would ask him all the time why he moved to LA or what kind of music he was doing, and he would just make stuff up on the spot with me sitting right next to him. And he would say things that we both knew weren't true, but everybody just, rolled with it. One of his stories was that his band was driving 30 hours from Seattle to the middle of Missouri because their friend really wanted to play his hometown. So they got on the road with no plan whatsoever, and they would stop in all these random towns and just go fuck around in the parking lot at a Walmart and throw eggs at random people and try to figure out where they could park the van overnight and not get harassed by cops. He told me that on the last day of driving, when they were all in the middle of South Dakota, he almost had this panic attack because all of their bank accounts were overdrawn and they had no money at all. And as soon as they ran out of gas, they would be stranded in the middle of nowhere. So they stopped the car, and they were walking around, and there was just nothing. They were so far away from anything and everyone. And he told me that made him cry. That idea that they were just all alone, and there was nothing out there. And he always said that he wanted to find that spot in South Dakota again and take me there and try to see if we could capture that exact same feeling. But we never went because neither of us wanted to drive from LA to South Dakota. And even if we could, we both knew that feeling wouldn't be there. Because if we were both at the edge of the world together, then he wouldn't be alone. And he wouldn't feel so empty, and that would tarnish the memory forever. Having to share it with me would ruin it for him. When I broke up with him, I told him that I couldn't see us having any sort of future together because he was wild and uninhibited and unhinged. And I was shy. I worried about things. I didn't want to sleep in parking lots. He was upset, but he said that deep down, he knew I was right.